Hey mamas, papas, and everybody in the crew. Welcome back to my channel. I'm April and today I'm coming to you with a product review of a pool float for your little one. The float that I used for my little one when we went on vacation a few weeks ago was by SwimSchool. And so I'm going to give you my overall impressions and thoughts about it, pros and cons, and if it's something that you should invest into for getting your little ones between the ages of 6 months and 24 months. Let's jump right into it. So I actually have it right here. I have the float right here so that you can see. And we were looking for a float because when we took our first family vacation a couple of weeks ago, we wanted to make sure that my son, who is 17 months, would be able to get in the water, feel confident, and that we would be able to enjoy ourselves too. My son really loves the water, and so when he was a lot younger, I think like 7 months, that was his first time being in a float. So I knew that if we were going to go out of the country, we should definitely get one for him, and that is the one that we chose. So let's get into just overall product specs of the float. Ideally, it's for children who are ages 6 to 24 months. It has seats adjustable so that it easily fits your child in that age bracket. It's super comfortable because it's made out of super dense foam. It has very soft fabric so that if they're sitting in there, they're not going to have any problems of it being uncomfortable. The canopy is UPF 50, and it also zippins off. As you can tell, I don't have the canopy zipped on because it's not really necessary at this time. And the cool thing about it is that it inflates in 60 seconds, so you don't need to pump it, you don't need to use your mouth, and you don't have to even worry about it at all. It inflates on its own. It doesn't come with a warranty, so if it breaks, you'll have to buy it again, but it's super affordable, so you won't have to worry about that. And the pocket where the child actually sits in is big enough so if they wanted to add their toys, they're able to do that as well. So let's talk about the cons of this. When you first get it, it's kind of confusing because even though it says it self-inflates, when you first open it, it just kind of opens. It doesn't do anything. It'll just open and you're like, is that it? Let me kind of show you what I mean. So it kind of comes scrunched up like this. This is the nozzle that you would use to open. So as you can see, I opened it, but it doesn't do anything. And you're like, all right, well, is it inflated? That to me is like the confusing part about it. It's like, okay, you turn the little nozzle, but you're like, is it even inflating? And then after like 2 or 3 minutes of it doing that, we were like, I guess it's ready. Then we zipped up the canopy, but to me that was like the only interesting part of it, is that you turn the little nozzle that I did and it just doesn't do anything. You don't hear it inflating, you don't hear it inflating, you don't hear it doing anything, so you're like, is this gonna work? And then of course it gets to like the full size, as you can see, and then their baby goes into this part. This is the part back here that has the straps that you can adjust based on your baby's height. So this is where you would adjust it. You would either loosen it up or you would tighten it. Of course, if you're tightening it, that means they're smaller, and if you're loosening it up, that means they're larger, like older. So that was the only thing that I found like kind of confusing. And a con is that when you first get it, it's folded up like that. You turn a little nozzle and then it just doesn't do nothing. You don't hear any noises, so you're not sure if it's working, but it's working. The pros is that after you kind of let it sit for a few minutes and it gets to its shape, like the circle that I showed you, it's good to go. I'm going to insert photos of my son in it. He had a really great time. He enjoyed it with the canopy. We kept it on because we went to Jamaica and it was hot out there, so we didn't want him to burn. But he really enjoyed it and everything worked perfectly. We were able to adjust it based on how high or how low he really wanted to be in it. And it's a really good overall product if you're looking for something that's affordable, that you can use for your littles to just put them in and have fun in the sun and the water. We didn't have any complications. It packed really well. We were scared that because of the whole little nozzle that it was going to like open up in the suitcase, and that did not happen. Because as you can see, this entire time I've kept it here and the nozzle is still open and you don't hear any noises. So even if it had opened up in our suitcase, it wasn't going to do anything, which is like ideal, because sometimes you have that fear where it says, okay, well, it self-inflates. You don't know how that's going to look, but it flew very well. We didn't have any problems with it going through TSA, even opening it, repackaging it. I will say it does carry a lot of water. So after you're finished with it, please make sure that you let it dry completely before putting it back into your suitcase or putting it in where there's going to be a lot of other clothing. It takes a while for it to dry. I would say a good 24 to 36 hours to dry. So just be mindful of that too. If you are using it like at a pool and then you're like going back home or going to several different places, please make sure you're making sure that it is dry in between each use. You don't want to develop any bacteria, anything crazy like that. So just make sure you let it dry in between each use. And overall, it's a great product and something that I would continue to use until he's 24 months, which is a little more than 6 months away at this point. So that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments if you've used this product or if you've used other baby floats. Summertime is here, and I don't know about your littles, but my littles loves to be a little ocean baby. And so we're going to be making sure we get a lot of use out of this product before the summertime ends. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I am your #1 resource to master motherhood and beyond. So until next time, take care. Bye.